17 millimeters. Now these paper points and GP points have a marking on them. And these are very standardized markings. So you can actually know which marking telling you what. We want to mark it at 17 millimeters, right? So this is at 17 millimeters. Yeah? 15. A little bit more. Yeah. Okay? 17? Everybody happy with 17? Place it in the canal. Let it be there for a few minutes, for a few seconds, not minutes. Okay? And it comes out wet. Everybody can see it's come out wet? Go with the next one. Mark it again at 17 and go in. And you keep doing this until your paper point comes out dry. In between, again, in simulation, we're missing out the steps. Can anyone tell me what? Placing the intracanal medicus. You're not able to finish all the steps in one day, right? So every time your patient is being sent back for the next appointment, you always place your intracanal medicament and temporary respiration. Intracanal medicaments, in clinics we have two. Calcium hydroxide, Levomix, 2. Both have different reasons. Any one of them will do the job. They're both disinfection. They're both there to seal the canal. There's two purposes for using intracanal medicament. One is that it should seal off your canal, and second is it should be disinfected. Now you can all see the paper point has come out relatively dry. Yeah? Can everybody see the difference between the paper points? This one came out dry. Yeah? Okay. Now next step would be, my canal is dry. Obturation. So I would take my master code, mark it at 17 millimeters, slightly long, reduce it. Yeah? Too much reflection. Okay, 17, and I will place it in. Going straight down. Yeah? And at this point, this is how we check for the cut pattern. Okay? There should be slight resistance to bringing it out. When you're trying to bring it out, there should be slight resistance here at this point. That's telling you the apical constriction. Right? And then, this is the step at which we take a master code X-ray. We take this, we take it to the X-ray room, we take an X-ray exactly like this. What I would recommend you to do is, at 17 millimeters, turn your, so you know this is the working room. Okay? Does anyone know what I'm doing? Mixing this together. You don't need water. Please don't waste a lot of material. You simply take your and mix until you have no streaks in your mixture. Now once your master code X-ray is confirmed, you mix your sealer. You see what kind of consistency this is? It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's the little liquidy, and this is actually all you need for the entire canal. You don't want your whole canal to be full of sealer. You actually want your canal to be full of radical compounds. Can someone get me a tissue? I need to clean this. Got it, thank you. Never ever leave any cement on your spatula. You're going to be spoiling your instruments. Alright, wipe it dry. And next, same master cone that you took the X-ray with, ideally, coat it lightly. This is it. Can everybody see, or you need me to close the light? Can? At the same working time where we measure, check for the diagram again, we have it. And we go with our spreader. This was a size 25, right? So my spreader should either be a size 20 or a 50, smaller. And what am I doing? Can you all see the difference in a spreader? It's smooth, completely smooth. So I put it in until it goes in, and I have to gently create space for my next GP point. So I do have to apply a little bit pressure and turn it around, and then gently come around. Alright? And because it was a size 20 spreader, my next GP point will also be a size 20, because that's the diameter of space I created. I cannot try to push in another size 25. Now it's going in much less. You see that? Because remaining part of the canal is already filled with 25. I will go in again with my spreader and see if, yep. So I still have space to present more cuticle components. If my spreader is going to the middle third, that means there's space. If it's only going to the coronal third, that means there's no space. Around the size 20. And now I will try to go in with my size 15 spreader, smaller size. So you keep reducing the diameter of the spreaders, so there's more space for smaller size GPs for a good compaction. Has anyone seen the diagram in Pathways or Torah where they've shown how you're doing lateral compaction? They've shown the GPs and how lesser and lesser of the length the GP is going, but it's actually filling out all the space. There's a very nice diagram. I think I put that diagram in my obturation lecture as well. So you can all see that it's going in less, but it's going in at least until here. Right? That means there's enough space. And you see I'm not adding any more sealer, because I don't want my canal to be full of sealer. I want my canal to be full of GP. Now I will go the size 15 GP, and that's why all of these are now ISO standardized. The files, the GP, the master cones, the spreaders, everything goes to the same diameter. It's not at all. Which is fast. Okay? That means when to go in straight. There's no space. Okay? I'll still try one more time with the fresh GP. It goes, otherwise it's serial. No space. Yeah? So next is taking up a each instrument. In your case, I don't think you'll get this. You'll actually get, even you get this here, which I don't think we have in all. We go to the burner in the DTL and we sear it. This is called a touch and heat, which you will get in OXC. Everybody will get this, alright? So you see this has a tip and it has a rubber stopper as well. Correct? Rubber stopper in this case is not needed. It's basically needed when we're trying to compatibility in this area. That's called a vertical compaction. In your case, all you want to do is sear off the ends. So at this step again, you will be taking an X-ray, an obturation X-ray, which will show a lot of GP hanging around outside the tooth before we sear it off. And the only reason why we take X-ray at this step, God forbid you have extruded beyond the apical foramen, you still have a chance to take all this out and do it. If you, once you have compacted, you won't be able to take that out, you will need to use rotary instruments to take that out. Yeah? Much more work. And then at this step, I want to make sure that before I do this, I have my GP condenser ready for compaction. Yeah? And now what happens is, in this, you just turn this on like this. Can everybody hear the beep sound? You have to be very quiet to hear it. Can everybody hear the beep sound now at the back? I try to bring it closer to my mouth. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So this is also
我ให้เร็วกว่าทั้งเครื่องเปลี่ยน
it smells bad. The patient at this step, please make sure you have a suction on. Because when you're burning GP, it smells quite bad. Yeah? And now I'm just pressing these rings to complete the circuit.
I don't know.
And at the same time,
I like this
carefully
one.
searing off the GP.
必须nerve 已经拿出来了，所以它不会痛。对啊，因为它不可能要就是拿 nerve 出来嘛，那这样它就不会痛了。
Okay?
对。
Cut off? Yeah? And at this step, clean this with your gauze. And keep a wet gauze. Make sure you don't touch the heated end. Put this
看到没
back
有？刚才没有看到。
and get your GP condenser. Compact. This is called vertical compaction. You sectioned it off and now you're compacting it. And what will this do? This will fill up any remaining voids. Can everybody see now? So this part will fill up any remaining voids.
Vertical compaction.
Now a smaller triangle. Okay? So that's it. You obturate it. You temporize this tooth with a temporary filling and you keep it. Because you will need it in
烧
step
的
5.
它只是烧，我们那个 toolbox 里面有一个烧过的那个 tool 可以
Alright?
拿来
What I teach you now is how to mix a temporary filling. Does everybody know how to mix calcium? Yes? No? No? So first things first, we clean our glass tab.
Like how is releasing from yeah.
Clean, and I will do the other side.
There's no
because I
room
will
to
use
cap.
my Alright.
I really like the idea of removing the debris film and completely sealing up.
Yeah, I think
So this is the dropper that comes with it.
and though the most is finding
This is a powder and liquid.
the rest is fine.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're everything.
And Kazura is very nice to give us new things. So basically use a spoon. I don't have a spoon right now. So I just take a little bit.
它是这样子去
And then I open this up. Okay, first thing, close any sharp instrument instruments and clear your space. Alright? Dropper. On the side, I don't want too much that. Everybody can see what I'm doing? Sit up. Little bit by little bit. Don't allow the whole liquid to come into it all together. Now it's a bit thick. I want a little more powder. Different consistencies, but for endo we want it more thick. Why do we want it more thick? It has to be more putty-like consistency. So we can little bit powder and mix again into it. Normally, I think for you all, they will give you a spoon. Okay? So 2 spoons to 1 drop.
I heard that today 5 p.m. 30 minutes later there is 88% of Shopee food. Oh, you haven't dinner, right?
Yeah.
I think you can have it.
Back.
88%.
Shopee food. Only food?
Chloe just texted.
Only food?
I think
Okay, let's have a piece.
Until it's become a smooth consistency. Initially it was very powder separate, right? The powder looked very separate. Now it's starting to mix up. This is your sealer. Next we will do the IRM, the Lego. So this is how you mix your IRM. A little bit liquidy, not too thick, not too thin. Yeah? And how would you place this in the canal? Yeah. This is not calcium. Yes, so this is not calcium endoderm. But generally you will actually get calcium hydroxide, powder liquid mixing, which is also the same. Okay, I think this is calcium hydroxide. Probably on the phone. Okay? And then you will actually take this up with either your lentil spiral or your file. For example, you're in the clinic and you're doing this. And you bring it inside the canal, rotate it slightly, and bring the file out. That's it. It actually has to be. Okay?
What?
Clear? How to use the intracanal medicament and liquid. Right? Okay, so this one you will not do in, you will skip this step in DSC. But you will always do this step in OAC, in clinics. Yes. This step you will do in DSC and OAC. Anytime you're walking out of DSC, your tooth should be full of temporary filling. Alright, don't leave it empty. For an X-ray, you don't put sealer, right? Because sealer is also radio opaque. You want to see exactly what length your master course is going to. If you coat it with a sealer and it's radio opaque, it will mask the length of your master course, right? You want to avoid that. You want to see exactly where your master course is going. So you don't coat it with a sealer before X-ray. Once you've taken the X-ray, then you coat your master coat with the sealer, you place it in the canal, gently push up and down or round to coat the walls with a very thin layer of sealer. Next codes that go in are not your master codes. These are called your accessory codes. These accessory codes you don't coat with sealer every time. Because if you do that, you will increase the amount of sealer in your canal. You don't want to. You want a very thin layer of sealant, right? You put in the next few GPs until you have a nice tightly packed canal, and then you take an X-ray after basic accessory course. Why? Because you want to see whether all the voids are filled or not. Is there any more space, or is my whole tapered canal now filled with GP? And then you shear off and you compact them. Clear? Clear? Actually, every manufacturer has a different instruction. So we just follow the instruction, yeah? And this is a new one I've opened up, so even I don't know. Alright? But don't go without measuring. You should know how much you're missing. Okay? Wow, we're getting everything new today. Brand new. Now this one does not need a dropper. It already has a dropper. So we put it in the side.
Temporary dressing. Temporary healing. 应该是一样的。
Okay, we don't need a dropper. It was sealed on the side of it. Okay? Just a small drop. Okay? We'll see. Every manufacturer has a different instruction, but they generally 2:1. But sometimes we choose 2:1. So I think it's 2:2. So guys, this one is not 2:1, it's 2:2. The powder is much bigger. Alright? And you will keep doing this until you have a thick rinse. And you see it's coating on your spatula as well. So clean out the spatula. Press it into the main mass of the material. Bring it all to one side. Mix in any remaining powder. If you think it's too thick, you can add a little bit more liquid. If you think it's too thin, you can always add a little bit more powder. Okay? According to your consistency. For me, I think it's a bit too thin, but it hasn't mixed yet because I can still see a little gravy consistency. It's not smooth. So I will keep mixing it until it's smooth. And then only if I feel I need to add more powder, I will. You see I'm bringing it all to one side, collecting it, bringing it to one side, and wiping my instrument as well. Okay? Better? Smooth? Creamy? And then yeah? I normally like it much thicker. When my assistants know that I like it more puffy consistency. I would probably add half a scoop more. Getting half a scoop in the challenge. Okay. Can everybody see? And now it's starting to get nice. Just nice. If you mix it a little quick and you have a few minutes, it will start to get thick.
But I don't follow the
As
whole
it
process.
sets, it starts to get much thicker.
Sometimes you get too busy. You don't
So this is generally the
do whatever
consistency
they
I
use. But the mixing part you know a lot because you mix yourself. You mix.
Like that. That one. Like then the doctor say like
Where?
how do the doctor
Where do you want to
give
put the
me
button?
gene using
Sorry?
They will have the names on. If let's
Before
say,
putting the referee, yes. We place a cotton
they
pellet.
will tell you the brand.
After your intracanal medicament, you place a cotton pellet and then you place your tent. Why do you think you
They will
want to
mix
place a cotton
themselves, then
pellet?
they will tell you
Or
this
a
is the
technology.
facility I want. Then follow on, they just mix their.
To prevent the iron from falling inside the canal. Yes. Okay? You have this? Will you place this directly on the tooth? Yes or no? Now you have this mix, right? It's not falling off, it's perfect consistency. And you will put this directly on the tooth? Or you will pick it up with the plastic? Thank you. Pick it up with the plastic, you place it inside the tooth. And you take a small wet cotton pellet and dab it so it starts to set faster. Clean out any excess around the tooth. Your temporary filling should only be inside the cavity, not on all surfaces of the tooth. Tidy it up with a wet cotton pellet, clean it up, and you're done. You see? Nice and thick, like Play-Doh. Alright, let's clean this up again. Once you're done, you don't forget to clean your slab